Alright, so why focusing on the elbow can help someone create more force. So, first talk about some common mistakes that you see a lot of people do. So, one thing that you see people do is they'll start kind of going like this, throw their punches, and then even when you see them doing like a full body punch, some of them you see go like that, which the second one is semi-okay. It depends on what your strategy is and how your body really moved at that last second. But if it continues the same way as it started throughout the whole process, it's not very good. So angling makes things kind of hard to see, but they're kind of going like this, right? And so they're doing some form of back fist or hammer fist. And the problem with that is just direction of energy. If all the energy goes the same direction, you're going to have more power. So if you actually, everything feeds down the same line, you get more force out of it. But if things start going down different directions, they're not going to work very well. And this is why I said one of those motions, depending on how it functioned at the last second, can be okay, but not perfect. And the reason why is because even though the hand's going out, so this is one direction of energy, and the body's turning in completely different direction of energy. So one's going this way, one's going that way, and the one you want to actually hit is the body rotation, but the arm's going the opposite direction. This can be okay if it's more of lining up, and at that last second they both rotate in the same direction. It's not going to be the most powerful strike, but it's still okay. So why focusing on the elbow helps. If you have this problem already, even with horizontal fist strikes, which again, a lot of people have this problem, especially in different traditional martial arts, and you rotate the elbows from being out like this to down, now you go like this instead of like this. So you just kind of changed the problem, but you actually made it just slightly worse potentially. And the reason why I say slightly worse is because if you hit like this, you still have, say, the muscles of the back and chest to try to kind of stabilize it and create some form of impact, just some. But when you go down like this, equal and opposite reaction means that force is going back up. The best you have to try to keep that force from dispersing is your shoulder, where again, this way, equal and opposite reaction, it's more so going to be your back trying to keep your hand from trying to fold back in, right? So you've now made it essentially worse for yourself. So if you focus on the elbow and you treat it more like you're actually trying to elbow the target, you're going to change how you treat this motion altogether. So instead of going like this, you're thinking of it more like you're trying to actually elbow the target. And so elbows hit hard for multiple reasons, obviously. And so now, again, instead of just thinking of it like you're trying to elbow across, you take that same mechanic, say for the full body, and you try to elbow across where your fist gets in the way. So this helps one with alignment, because with this, at contact, elbow's not behind the fist. And the reason why this matters is just efficient path for power to transfer, right? In boxing, they say that a good punch should have the forearm behind the fist. Well, if your elbow's behind the fist, your forearm's between them, so it's going to be in that same kind of alignment. Another thing is just the different muscle usage, the different paths, right? When you go like this, you're more inclined to just kind of quickly spasm, which, again, I don't like the spasm idea. It doesn't hurt. It's not going to do anything. When you focus on the elbow, when you elbow strike, you're more inclined to try to swing it across. Not, you don't just spasm your elbow out and expect it to do massive damage. It might maybe blacken an eye or like crack a nose or something, but it's not going to do anything significant. But if it swings across, suddenly it will, because now the swing builds momentum, which I'll talk about another video. Momentum, momentum, momentum. That's what you're really trying to hit with. You're trying to hit with it, with a lot of it, and transfer it in an instant. If it transfers slow, you push. That's really the big thing with looking at all of this. The other thing, like I said, was the difference in muscle usage. So just as a simple thing, for anyone who is aware of their body, if you take your hand and you point it forward and you say, I'm going to point it in front of my other shoulder, when you do that, all this rotation is in your shoulder. And that is pretty much all the muscles involved. So that when you hit, this is the only thing that is helping create power and helping to stabilize your arm. Now, if you say, I'm going to move my elbow across, right? Now suddenly start engaging the chest, right? And when you start moving it back out the other way, you start engaging more of the back. So it starts recruiting different muscles to help with the swinging and the stabilizing. And that's really where a lot of this power is going to come from. It's going to be from more muscle recruitment, more momentum, and proper path for power to transfer along. So instead of getting motions like this, where you can see it's all tricep extension extending down, you start getting motions more like that, where I'm, again, elbowing into the target, fist gets in the way. Or I'm palming into the ribs, fist gets in the way. Start using the whole body into it, full body trying to rotate into that elbow into the ribs. All right, that's all I got.